At the height of World War II, as the Allied forces meticulously planned the liberation of Europe, the U.S. Army embarked on a highly clandestine and innovative project, one they believed held the potential to significantly alter the course of the war. This unit's very existence, its unique mission, and its ingenious tactics will remain shrouded in secrecy for decades, even long after the guns fell silent. This extraordinary force would become known as the Ghost Army. Conceived in early 1944, with the impending invasion of Europe, Operation Overlord, looming large, a special and unconventional unit was meticulously formed. Officially designated the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, this group quickly earned a more evocative and fitting nickname, the Ghost Army. This unit would represent a groundbreaking development in military strategy, becoming the first mobile, multimedia tactical deception unit in the history of the United States Army. This unique and top-secret force, a blend of creativity and military precision, employed a sophisticated arsenal of visual, sonic, and radio deceptions to systematically fool German forces throughout the critical final year of World War II. Though their actual numbers were relatively small, comprising approximately 1,100 handpicked personnel, their ability to create the convincing illusion of two full-field divisions, roughly 30,000 soldiers, was truly remarkable and strategically invaluable. The Ghost Army's core objective was elegantly simple yet profoundly impactful: to consistently deceive the German high command into believing that a substantial Allied force was positioned in a specific location, thereby drawing their attention, resources, and reinforcements away from the actual Allied troop movements and intended attack points. The visual deceptions employed by the Ghost Army were elaborate and surprisingly effective. They involved the meticulous deployment of inflatable replicas of a wide array of military hardware, including life-size inflatable M4 Sherman tanks, M10 tank destroyers, trucks, jeeps, artillery pieces like the 105mm howitzer, and even simulated aircraft strategically placed on makeshift airfields. These lightweight and easily maneuverable decoys could be rapidly positioned in areas carefully chosen to be visible to the enemy, either through ground observation posts or via German aerial reconnaissance flights. To further enhance the realism of these phantom formations, the unit even employed ingenious techniques, such as creating fake tire tracks and tank tracks in the earth, convincingly suggesting the recent movement of heavy vehicles. Numerous dummy encampments were also painstakingly constructed, complete with rows of empty tents and barracks, and even incorporating minor but crucial details like simulated cooking equipment, strategically hung laundry, and the purposeful movement of a few personnel to create an air of activity. The sonic deception arm of the Ghost Army was equally innovative. They utilized state-of-the-art, for the time, pre-recorded sound effects of large troop concentrations, the distinct rumble of tank engines, and the sounds of heavy trucks and other military vehicles in motion. These recordings were played back through a system of massive, high-powered amplified speakers that were ingeniously affixed to the back of M3A1 half-track vehicles. The sheer volume and clarity of these projected sounds were such that they could be realistically heard from distances exceeding 20 kilometers, effectively creating the auditory illusion of a substantial military force operating in a specific area. Radio deception formed another critical layer of their strategy. Skilled radio operators within the Ghost Army would meticulously simulate the radio traffic patterns and Morse code transmissions of actual Allied units. They would send out carefully crafted signals and fabricate reports of troop movements, logistical activities, and command communications to areas where the Allies wanted the Germans to believe a significant force was currently located or had previously been operating. This carefully orchestrated radio chatter helped to reinforce the visual and sonic deceptions, painting a comprehensive picture of a phantom army. A particularly ingenious and often overlooked element of the Ghost Army's tactics was a deliberate simulation of actual, existing military units. Specially selected members of the Ghost Army would don the authentic uniforms and correct insignia of other real Allied divisions. These impersonators were then strategically deployed into local towns and villages, frequenting restaurants, cafes, and bars in areas where German intelligence might be present. They were specifically encouraged to engage in seemingly casual conversations about the supposed movements, strengths, and future plans of the units they were portraying, speaking loudly enough for any potential German spies or eavesdroppers to overhear. To further enhance the illusion, They would also drive convoys of trucks along repetitive, carefully planned routes, creating an impression of significant logistical activity and a large military presence in the area. Throughout the critical final year of World War II, the Ghost Army participated in over 20 significant deception operations across the European theater, and they achieved remarkable success in the vast majority of these engagements. Their masterful use of deception played a crucial role in several key campaigns. Notably, they were heavily involved in the overarching Operation Fortitude, the massive deception campaign designed to precede and support the D-Day landings in Normandy. The Ghost Army played a vital role in creating the illusion that the main Allied invasion force would land at Pas-de-Calais, far to the east of the actual landing beaches. They deployed inflatable equipment and generated significant false radio traffic in the Pas-de-Calais region, successfully diverting substantial German forces and resources away from Normandy, undoubtedly saving countless Allied lives on D-Day. In March 1945, during Operation Viersen, the Ghost Army successfully deceived the Germans into believing that the Allies planned a major crossing of the Rhine River far to the north of the actual intended assault point. Their elaborate deceptions consistently fooled seasoned German commanders, contributing significantly to the overall success of the Allied advance into Germany. The U.S. Army's historical analysis estimates that the Ghost Army's skillful diversions and deceptions are credited with saving an estimated 15,000 to 30,000 American soldiers' lives during the course of the war. Following the cessation of hostilities and the end of World War II, the members of the Ghost Army were all sworn to strict oaths of secrecy regarding their highly unusual and remarkably effective wartime activities. The extensive documentation and records pertaining to the unit remained classified at a high level for nearly half a century. It was not until the mid-1990s that these classified documents were finally declassified, allowing surviving veterans of the Ghost Army, many of whom had kept their incredible stories secret for decades, to finally share their remarkable and previously untold experiences with the world. In recognition of their unique, highly distinguished, and often life-saving service, the Ghost Army was finally awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 2024, one of the United States' highest civilian honors.